everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to talk to you guys about my breast milk supply in this video. I had to really look into and work on upping my milk supply. I started exclusively pumping when he was 7 months old. He just wasn't interested in nursing anymore. He was not eating very well at all. So my supply had dropped from him not eating very well. Like, he would literally get on for 2 minutes and be done and wouldn't want any more. So my supply had dropped a lot. Like, I was only getting 1 to 2 ounces total after pumping, and that was not normal for me. After I decided to wean him, things got a lot better. I did use the signs on the Farmer's Almanac to wean, and we didn't have any problems. He took the bottle just fine. It did take a minute to find a bottle that he liked. He did like the Spectra bottles that came in my pump, so we ended up buying Dr. Brown's bottles because those had a similar nipple and no problems, and he's doing great. Around October is when I weaned him, and I was getting about 3 ounces total. So I had a freezer stash, so I was using that to supplement. I ended up getting sick with COVID, and he was really clingy because he also got sick. So it was hard for me to be able to pump because he wouldn't let me put him down. He couldn't even sit beside of me. I almost stopped breastfeeding at that point because it was so overwhelming. We did buy formula, and I did buy the things to prepare to dry up my milk supply. I did not find any peace with that, so I decided to continue breastfeeding. After about a month of pumping on a good schedule that was consistent, my supply did increase. So it does take a little while to see change. I also started eating better meals, so I was actually eating good, nutritious food. We are doing Home Chef. I cannot have Home Chef now anymore, but it was very helpful to have something that we could have on hand that was a little to no prep. It was sent to my door and I could just cook it. And as far as drinking water goes, I only drink to thirst. I don't try to overdo it. I don't look up how many ounces. I just drink when I'm thirsty. Sometimes I will make the homemade pink drink and have body armor, but a lot of times I'm terrible at drinking water, so I do use the body armors on days that I know I haven't had enough water. So my first schedule that I did with pumping was irregular. Like, when he was supposed to eat, I was pumping. I was just going by his schedule, and it was never consistent every day. There was never a consistent time that I would pump every day. It was just whatever his schedule was that day. That didn't really work out. And my second schedule, I was pumping every 3 hours. I was pumping at like 7, 10, 1, 4, 7, and 10. That got very difficult for me. It was hard to keep up with. It was just very difficult to keep up that kind of schedule for my life. So my third schedule, I went every 4 hours. And these schedules took me a week or so to figure out. So every 4 hours I pumped at 8, 12, 4, and 8. And then my fourth schedule that I tried was still every 4 hours, but I felt like I needed to throw in an extra pump session in the day because I was not pumping enough for him in one day. So adding the extra pump session gave me the extra 4-ounce bottle that he needed for the day. But after doing this for about a month, I really started seeing an increase in my supply. I went from producing 1 ounce per side to now I'm at 2.5 or 3 per side. But it takes time. And also, I just want to say, whatever amount that you produce and feed your baby is amazing and awesome. So don't feel less than because you're not having 40-ounce containers left over at the end of the day. Right now, at this current moment, he is 10 months old, and I've decided to move to an every 5 hour schedule. So I've decided to start weaning down my pump sessions now, so that way by the time he hits a year old, I won't have as much of a hard time trying to wean my pump sessions. Now I'm getting about 4 to 6 ounces from each pumping session, and honestly, you've got to find a schedule that works for you, times that work for you. And if you have to supplement with your freezer stash or formula, it's not the end of the world. That is all I have for you guys in this video. I hope that it was helpful and I hope that you enjoyed. I hope if you're trying to increase your supply, some of these tips help. Everybody is just so different. So don't measure your worth based on your milk supply and how many ounces you produce. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one.